And we understand that it is important of... What the fuck are you doing? Twitch, you're digging your own grave. Twitch is dead. Twitch and destroying their platform goes like bread and butter, you know, inseparable. Best combo in the world.
The title's not clickbait. There was a new policy on Twitch that was announced today that will legitimately destroy the platform with the...
Of course, I mean, naturally.
Streamers choosing to go elsewhere if it goes into effect. Now, this was
They already cut rev splits, bro. What else are they gonna fucking do to make it worse?
announced like 3 or 4 hours ago, but I decided to wait a little bit.
Yeah, in case they, so like, yeah, don't make the video on it right away in case Twitch decide to go back and then you're just being silly uploading a video that's about nothing. But it's been a few hours and they still haven't, like, so it's not like a misclick on Twitter, right? They didn't just accidentally
respond with, because the backlash has been considerable. Everyone is rightfully furious about this, and I just kind of want
to tell me what's up. Tell me what's up.
Let Twitch kind of marinate in this witch's cauldron.
I gotta analyze.
See how they would respond to all of it. So I went and played basketball, which is why I'm very sweaty right now, and I've just got home, and it turns out they did respond.
Okay, interesting.
I expected them to respond with something like,
yeah, you know, corporate speak.
Our sincerest apologies. Earlier this afternoon, we were coming down with a severe case of big fucking idiot disease.
We still don't know what happened, by the way, or I don't. I intentionally went into this blind. I could have looked up what happened, but this is just so much more fucking fun to get it. First hands from...
our water with plutonium and stupid juice. Turns out one of our employees replaced our water with plutonium and stupid juice. So we had radioactive brain rot when we came up with this idea.
Is that oh, no way. No way is their response gonna be, I'm sorry, but this is a good idea and you're just stupid. Are they gonna pull a wow on us?
We're scrapping it, we're sorry.
You don't actually know what you want.
That's what I expected. But they went in a different direction. They went with a very pathetic attempt to save face and backpedal.
Oh,
so we're just gonna go over this whole situation from top to bottom here. It was revealed today that Twitch has put sponsored content and branded content in their crosshairs to try and fucking slap.
Wait, what do you mean? So formats permitted with limitations. On-stream brand overlays are limited to 3% of screen size. Inserted burned-in video ads. Streamers may not insert video ads directly into streams.
Formats permitted with the new guidelines on branded content on Twitch are logos on stream, so branded overlays are limited to 3% of screen size at most.
Wait, so you're not allowed to advertise your own shit? So what if you like got sponsored by Razer and you're rocking their chair? I'm looking at you, Asmongold. Like, are you not allowed to have that? Because you're sponsored by them? Are you not? What?
So any branded overlays can only be 3% of screen size. That means, like, if you have a G Fuel sponsorship or something.
Yeah, G Fuel. People slap G Fuel all the time. G Fuel are great at reaching out to smaller streamers, and large actually as well. But just everyone in general. Everyone's fucking sponsored by G Fuel.
Like G Fuel in the 3% of your screen area. You can no longer have burned-in video ads, meaning you can't play like your
3%. That's like the size of that thing. That's tiny. That's 3%.
Own ads during it or ads.
You may not insert ads directly into the stream. Well, what the fuck?
Working with you. You also can't have display ads, so like banner ads, which is a big one because
yeah, but that's what all the G Fuel boys do. That's like what every G Fuel guy does.
A lot of sponsored game streams require banner ads, which completely removes that.
So you can't do sponsored game streams anymore. Only thing you're limited to is the title. And guess how many people read your Twitch titles? Not that many. It's all about face recognition. You see a streamer you know, you click on them and you watch them. Nobody is gonna click on you because the title says sponsored stream. That's, if anything, gonna kill the view count. What are they doing? They're not cooking up good.
Which is a huge hit to most streamers. We'll get into the specifics in a moment. And then you can't have audio ads played during streams. Now they clarify.
Most people don't do audio ads anyways, but
what is allowed, which is branded panels on the channel page or showcasing products in the stream background or links to other sites that promote things, discussing, endorsing, or unboxing products, and
okay, you're at least allowed to endorse it, but that's playing sponsored games is allowed, but without the banner, right? So you have to play the sponsored game, but you have to fucking people might not know it's sponsored until you actually tell them. Like, you're not gonna repeat it every 30 seconds of your stream.
Playing sponsored games. The last one's a little silly considering that when you play sponsored games, part of that package almost always includes...
Yeah, because otherwise nobody's gonna know you're playing the sponsored game, and the company wouldn't want that because they want, like, or no, actually the company would want that. The streamer wouldn't want that because what if you're playing like fucking Raid Shadow? What if you're playing, okay, no, bad example, I know some people like that game. What if you're playing a game that just sucks complete dog shit and you're doing it for a sponsorship? You're being transparent about it, you know? I feel like this is a great game to play for a sponsored game, and here's the link, guys, click on it. And everyone who clicks on the stream, they know you're not just like, oh no.
At least one of the things that is now forbidden with the new policy changes they're toying around with. Now, all of these are huge changes.
Yes, absolutely.
I've talked about this. I've talked about this. The vast majority.
All right, well, I've given my opinion, the rundown of it, but that was pretty short. Let's hear what Charlie has to say.
Revenue a streamer generates.
I'm gonna stop interrupting him now.
Through sponsorships, whether it's sponsored game deals for like X amount of hours streaming a game, or just ancillary partnerships with other brands that you will promote.
Ad rev on Twitch is not very high.
That's where the majority of streamers' revenue comes from. Like almost all of the top 500 streamers, that is their biggest driver of revenue. Subs and donations are a small part compared to sponsorships. So Twitch targeting that is like the only decision they could make that legitimately would drive all of their top 500 streamers elsewhere if they can no longer pursue partnerships comfortably on the platform.
Oh my god.
This is a platform destroying moment.
Absolutely, especially because Twitch as a platform is driven entirely by its top tier performers. It's like the 1% of Twitch make 99% of Twitch's money. And like, what are they gonna do once those go away?
This is up there.
The top 1% make 99% of the money. I don't know if the split is exactly that, but it's gotta be somewhere close. Like, they are fucking themselves in the asshole so bad.
With Tumblr banning porn, or that day that OnlyFans decided they were going to ban porn. It is a completely...
That was the thing, wasn't it? Yeah. Horrible decision. And, hey, OnlyFans backed down very quickly. Tumblr didn't. And fucking who uses Tumblr now, you know? Nobody. Or have they reverted it by now? I don't know. But I've not heard people talking about being on Tumblr in years. So clearly that drove enough people away to forget about the app's existence.
For the platform. This would sink Twitch. Without exaggeration. Let's talk about some more specific examples. Tournaments, video game tournaments, or even just any general events could no longer function on Twitch because for those tournaments to exist, they have sponsors.
Yep.
And as part of those sponsorship packages, the events, like a Smash event or a Valorant event, are obligated to play those sponsored ads during the event, which has now entered Santa Claus's naughty list here on Twitch. It's illegal. You're going to the fucking slammer. You're going to jail if you play a sponsored ad.
That's such a bad idea, man. Who at Twitch
stream from these policy changes? So let's take, for example, Valorant. Valorant has an eBay deal. So during intermission in between games and Valorant broadcasts, they play eBay ads. Not anymore. Not anymore, Buster. You can't do that shit yet, you outlaw.
You have to say that eBay is cool because you're still allowed to tell, right? But you're not. They gotta make some. What is the purpose of this? Like, I get that you're like I think they're trying to do is. What are they trying to do? Initially, I thought, oh yeah, obviously they want people to. They don't want you because the money you make from the product placement you have doesn't go to Twitch. It goes to you and the company. So and that's not great. And so I thought initially, yeah, that's Twitch's goal. So that the more you live more off of ad rev and shit. But what they're doing is making it instead so people just won't want to stream on Twitch anymore. Like, that is some.
Listen here, Bubba. No more of that shit. Now, there's something very interesting to note here is that YouTube actually has a similar policy that a lot of people are bringing up to compare the two right now. But Twitch's enforcement and the way that they spoke about it seems very different than the enforcement of YouTube. And from everything I've read,
all right, let's read this one real quick. Reply. Twitch new branded content policy. YouTube has a similar policy for branded video ads. The difference is Twitch also has competing display ads and is testing live ads, sponsorships, channel skins, and more. Yes. Exactly. So the reason Twitch want you to not shove your own shit up the audience's throat is because they want to shove theirs and they don't want you to fucking interfere with that. That makes sense.
YouTube doesn't really enforce this policy even at all.
At all,
to
yeah. I
begin
was
with.
gonna say,
It's just kind
I've
of there
never
as a
heard people like being careful about slapping their product placement on a video.
blanket in case things get exploited or misused.
Mm-hmm.
But either way, there is something comparable on YouTube, but not nearly as egregious or as
Aggressively
frightening
enforced.
as what Twitch is proposing. Now, when this policy change first got announced, we immediately tried reaching out to as many people as possible.
To be fair, we don't know how hard the Twitch will enforce the policy. I just turned down the lights. I think it was fucking blinding me. But I feel like it will be enforced quite a lot with how they fucking represented the rules. You know, if it was something they wanted to just be kind of ignored and be in the background, like what YouTube does, they wouldn't fucking make a whole ass graphic about it and tell you like exactly how it works. They would just fucking slap it as a wall of text somewhere on fucking, like, in the terms of service, you know?
For some clarity, because the way that it reads seems like it's going to have a massively detrimental impact on our esports org, Moist Esports, thanks to the way we do our watch parties. And
In other words, fuck you, Twitch. You're losing a huge unit right there. Charlie, Moist Critical, his whole shit, his Moist Esports thing, that generates a good amount of revenue for Twitch, I'm sure. Goodbye. Fuck
all the
you.
information we've gathered, it seems like we're in
I was gonna say Ludwig because he does a bunch of shit, but Ludwig already dipped to YouTube a while ago. This is not good for Twitch, man. I'm sorry. Oh no, this is so bad.
hot water there, which is not good. Opera GX sponsors our esports team, and as part of that sponsorship deal, during our watch parties when we're cheering on our teams, we play our own custom Opera GX ads that we made ourselves with green screen, like where I'm a pirate or a fisherman, those kind of really goofy over-the-top ads.
Yes.
We play those. But now that whole concept is more forbidden than human transmutation in Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. We can't do that anymore.
That's so
which is a
fucking
huge
cool.
hit to our esports org, since Opera GX pays us under the expectation that we're also going to be doing those ads during our watch parties, which we can't do anymore. We also have a banner ad for Opera GX during the watch parties, which we can't use anymore. So the main two things Opera GX is sponsoring our esports org for is been banished to the fucking Shadow Realm. So what are they paying us for if we're to continue doing watch parties on Twitch? And it's entirely out of our control. It's not like we're choosing not to fulfill our obligations with Opera GX. Twitch just wouldn't allow us to, or else my channel would get banned on Twitch for doing so, I imagine.
So just move to YouTube then, right? That's the only choice, like, or God forbid, the website that fucking people, what's his name, the Trainwrecks runs, or you know, the guys that do gambling streams, Stake and all that. What's that website called?
Now, Opera GX has been an extraordinary partner. I don't think they'd actually drop us for it, but they would have every reason to, because they wouldn't be able to get what they were paying for with our esports org and our watch parties anymore, because Twitch isn't allowing it in its current state, at least not as it stands.
Yeah, no, I 100%. You know what? I bet Twitch is gonna back down, or they're gonna make exceptions for big channels and make it even more difficult for small channels. You know what I mean? They're gonna allow you to write exclusive contracts that let you ignore this shit, and then the whole policy is gonna have no reason to exist at all. And it's just going to be a hindrance to the platform. This does not look good, guys.
From their first pass of this policy. It's just so fucked up. Now, it's not just, you know, our esports org or, you know, top streamers or anything like that. It's any streamer that would pursue sponsorships, which is a lot of them. You know,
absolutely. I mean, you're making content. You want to maximize the amount of money you're making, especially with how fragile of a job content creation is. You know, it's like, anything can happen. YouTube can fucking decide to take your channel down the next day. You have to make as much money as possible within as short of a time span as possible, because you never fucking know when shit's gonna go downhill, and then all you'll be left is what you've saved up.
All of them alike do rely on sponsorships, and this hits everybody equally. It fucks everyone in the face all the same. It is an extremely greedy and corrupt, degenerate decision from Twitch. It is fucking disgusting. It's definitely worth mentioning.
It's not the first time they've done this as well, man. Like, they keep making these greedy decisions. It's just not a good idea. You're not helping your platform by doing them. How do you not understand that making the platform a worse place for temporary monetary gains, even in theory, theoretical temporary monetary gains, even though I think what they'll actually do is hurt it. But let's assume that they do actually start getting more money because people now stop watching the fucking embedded ads and watch the ones made by Twitch, right? Is that Like, is it worth it? And the answer is no. It's always no. And this is not the first time they've done this decision.
Mentioning that I have seen some arguments being made where Twitch might follow YouTube's example here and won't enforce it strictly. Like they might just reserve this.
See, I already considered that, but then why would they present a whole ass graphic and a banner for it? I just don't think that's the case.
Policy for bad actors only. And I guess that is entirely possible, but there's just no way of knowing. We just have to wait and see how it all plays out.
I mean, yeah, okay, that's largely true.
But there's...
I just feel like I think I still stand by my point that I do believe they will enforce it more than YouTube, at least, because otherwise they wouldn't go out their way to make sure we know of the new policy, right? It sounds stupid to like make sure we all understand how it works. So like they made a whole presentation for us, like an actual PowerPoint slideshow, so we know how this shit works. You know what I mean?
Very clear ways this could be implemented that hurts every single person who uses the platform. And
I'm also gonna turn down my volume level because I've been screaming for the whole like first 60 minutes of the recording so far. My voice hurts, so I'm just gonna speak a little quieter.
I feel the
my mic closer.
reason why they're even making this policy update in the first place isn't necessarily to follow suit with YouTube or something as like a a fallback protocol in case there's bad actors misusing branded content somewhere.
How often does this shit even happen?
I feel the reason they're doing it...
Like, if that was a common occurrence, we'd hear talk about it, right? I haven't seen a single person anywhere discuss people doing sneaky shit with sponsors.
It is to try and push all their streamers to do everything through Twitch. Do all of their sponsorships through their sponsorship programs.
Yeah, have it appear on the fucking page using Twitch's integrated overlays and whatnot instead of your own.
That's how I interpret all this.
Yeah, that could be true. That could, yeah, because they get a percentage of anything you do through Twitch. They get a cut from. If you do it on your own accord, if you just talk to G Fuel as a fucking, I doubt Twitch is getting a cut of that. So. Really, I think what they're trying to do is make it so G Fuel contacts you through Twitch or through your Twitch like guy that does Twitch do the same thing as YouTube? Because on YouTube you can get a dude that helps you like with talk with people that find you sponsors and whatnot, like talk with companies. If Twitch has a similar system for its partners, right? I don't know if it does, but it's just me guessing. Maybe they want their dudes to find companies and have them team up with Twitch instead, and then just like go to you indirectly instead of a direct link, so that they get a small cut of it for just I think that's it. Honestly, they're just trying to get a cut of what the streamers are making, a bigger one, because they already took 20% recently. They're canceling with the cancellation of the 70/50 or the 70/30.
That's how I feel the motivation behind it is misguided, it's mismanaged, it's completely lost, it's geriatric, it's run by octogenarians, it's out of touch, and it is desperate. It is desperately...
I do not know what octogenarians are, but it sounds very, very hardcore.
Trying to get its grubby little fingers, just plant these little piggies in each pie that happens on their platform, and that comes right out of the streamer's income. We've already seen them do that with the sub revenue, where they're dropping everyone to 50-50 sub revenue.
Literally just mentioned that. Please subscribe. I am the smartest man alive.
Forever, non-negotiable. And now they're doing it for sponsorships because on Twitch, all streamers, a lot of them are doing sponsorships. And when they do, Twitch sees nothing from it. They don't get any portion of sponsorships done by streamers on their platform, and
that's exactly what I said. Holy shit, man. This guy is so smart. I love his content. Guys, go subscribe to Moist Critical.
They got steam coming out of their ears. So this is their attempt to try and force streamers to comply with Twitch's ad incentive program or their branded content program, such as like the Twitch Bounty Board. The Twitch Bounty Board works kind of like a sponsorship where companies have approached Twitch to do like sponsored game deals, and streamers can go into their bounty board, click and see what's there, and then choose to take a deal where they're getting paid X amount of dollars for X amount of hours. And if they do that, Twitch gets a large portion of that income. To me, it just seems like the direction Twitch is going is do everything through us or else. It's only been 2 months since they made this announcement where they're testing new experiences to connect streamers and brands through their sponsored streaming network that they're creating.
See, I've never seen this tweet because it was fucking 100 retweets total.
So it just seems like since Twitch offers this program, it seems like this policy change was supposed to scare streamers away from partnering with brands outside of Twitch's ecosystem here.
I think they were testing the waters with this one. They're like prepared. It's basically they're lubing us for what's to come.
Because Twitch doesn't make any money if you get a brand deal outside of this program.
Yes,
whereas if you
precisely.
use Twitch here for their sponsored streams,
get a
Twitch
cut.
makes money from it. Twitch is
Exactly.
really trying to monopolize streamers' income, and this is something Mr. Beast just mentioned on Twitter as well. Twitch just wants to make sure that if any money is generated on their platform,
Bro, when Mr. Beast is involved, you know this shit gets serious. What the hell? Okay, this is some serious shit.
they
All
get
right,
a piece
I'm
of
all
that
ears.
pie. They money is generated on their platform, they get a piece of that pie. They want that cake. They're gluttonous, and they're willing to.
Yep. See, I'm just so smart that I fucking pointed it out before he even brought it up. I have more than 10 IQ. I am smarter than a toddler, guys. It's unbelievable.
Sink as low as humanly possible to get it.
I'm so fucking
It's
red. Look at my
sickening.
face.
This doesn't just affect individual streamers. Like I mentioned, it affects anyone that wants to do events on their platform as well. So let's do another example. Smash tournaments. Smash tournaments rely entirely on sponsorship revenue, like a Papa John's ad or
Good thing Ludwig does them on fucking YouTube. Unless he still streams on Twitch as a second thing. I don't know, but
something like that.
no, he probably has an exclusivity contract with
All of
YouTube.
it.
I don't know. I've not been keeping up.
That all of their money comes from sponsorships, which means banner ads, large screen built-in ads during broadcasts, and even just full commercials during their broadcasts during intermissions. All of those things are no longer allowed if this policy goes through as written. That ruins every single gaming event that happens on Twitch right now, and generally just every single event ever. So like a music festival. Music festival is another great example. Music festivals rely heavily on sponsors too. If you watch a music festival that sometimes
I mean, absolutely.
broadcasts on Twitch,
Because, I mean, you're not paying to watch it like in a real life one. So the only way you possibly get money is from having a shit ton of ads on it.
you'll notice they have their own built-in ads as well that they'll play sometimes.
Yeah.
Depending on which one you're watching. That's no longer allowed either. So should this policy be pushed through the gates of fucking Mordor here and make it to the platform, every single event organizer is going to leave Twitch because they legitimately will not be able to run.
They're just gonna switch to YouTube. Oh, I figured out what's going on. I bet some YouTube employees got into Twitch and they're pretending to be like trying to help Twitch, but actually what they're doing is intentionally sabotaging the company. So they go to YouTube. They're like spies. YouTube sent their spies into Twitch to do the job. Oh, that's fucking smart. Oh my god. Fuck.
All of those things are no longer allowed if this policy goes through as written. No, it's no longer allowed and make it commercial. If they can't get anything sold in Twitch anymore because it's not safe or reliable to do so. Again, Twitch themselves have said, like, most streamers are getting most of their money through sponsorships, and now Twitch is hitting sponsorships. Like, they're reducing their ability to make money through sponsorships.
And that's how we do it.
Impacting them, even after recognizing how important that is to the ecosystem.
Hey, understanding how important it is to the ecosystem is one thing. Saying it publicly so that people understand that you're sabotaging them by killing the sponsors is just a whole nother level of stupid. What Twitch are doing is effectively saying, hey, you make a lot of your money from sponsorships. We want you to know that. And then a month later, they're coming back to you. And by the way, you're going to have a harder time getting sponsorships now. Absolute 10 out of 10 move. There's nothing smarter you could have done. Congratulations, Twitch. You've done it again. Worst decision in not even a while. I was gonna say in a while. They keep taking L after L, man. I don't know what's.
Most streamers, there will be a mass exodus, I imagine. A lot of streamers have already said that they're going to do that on Twitter in response to this. So streamers are going to go to other platforms so that way they can continue to have these sponsorship opportunities. Like, Twitch is really on the deathbed here. This policy change is the end of the platform if it goes through. Now, I've said this, I've been very open about it. When my Twitch contract ends, and I am doing my best to try and end it early, when it ends, I will
That is so smart.
be going to other platforms to stream, just to test them all out. I'll still be streaming on...
So he'll probably try Kick or whatever that one's called. Or is Kick yeah, I think it's called Kick. Then he'll probably also try YouTube and a bunch of shit and just see what sticks.
Twitch occasionally.
That makes sense. That's what you should do as well. If you're a streamer right now, maybe consider going somewhere else instead of Twitch. I mean, you're getting treated like shit. Just this is your chance to get out. They are virtue signaling for you to leave their place.
But like we can't even do our watch parties there anymore, which is a big thing that I love to do. So I would like to try streaming on YouTube, for example, which is why I turned on memberships on YouTube here, just in case. So it's one of those things where this is something that will destroy the platform. And Twitch must have recognized that, because they did put out a follow-up statement about...
But the follow-up statement isn't going to change what they're initially saying. The follow-up statement, all it's going to do... Right, I haven't seen it yet, but here's my prediction. All the follow-up statement does, or its only purpose, is to make the change they've already made, or they're 100% going to commit to, or they're so far planning to commit to. I'm not going to say what they're going to do, because I don't fucking know. I don't work at Twitch. The change that they're still not planning to back down from for now, all that follow-up statement is going to do is make it seem not as bad as what it actually is, because I fucking doubt they're in... I doubt that a change that they've been at least contemplating for like a couple hours before publishing, you know what I mean? I doubt they just go back on it so quickly after getting just a bit of backlash, especially because they would have 100% expected to get a backlash, right? You make a stupid change that doesn't benefit the creator, or that hurts the creator, hinders them actively. There's no way you don't expect to get backlash. So
an hour ago here, and I think it's trash. I think it is a terrible response. Today's branded content policy update was overly broad.
Exactly what I said. Holy shit, man. Appoint me to be the CEO of Smart, because I'm too fucking stupid to come up with a joke, though. God damn it. Fuck my ass. Don't, though. It's, I don't like things going up my asshole, I think. The reason I say I think is because I don't know, but I highly doubt it. What are you fucking talking about? Anyways, today's branded content policy was overly broad. This creates confusion, frustration, and we apologize for that. Yeah, you better. We do not intend to limit streamers' ability to enter into direct relationships with sponsors. We do not intend, but that's what we're doing. But we do not intend to do it, but we're doing it. But we do not intend to do it. And we understand that it is important of... What the fuck are you doing? Twitch, you're digging your own grave. We wanted to clarify our existing ad policy that was intended to prohibit third parties and third-party ad networks from selling burnt-in videos and display ads, which is consistent with other services. Look, Twitch, I'll tell you what. It doesn't matter what the intent is. Literally, who asked? I don't care what your reason behind doing something matters not to the creator. If it's a policy that, so long as it is, it is a set of rules. So as a creator, you expect that the platform will follow their own rules, right? That is the natural thing to expect. Now it's Twitch we're talking about, so they might not. But let's assume for a second that Twitch are actually going to follow through with their rules. Now, why do I give a shit who this policy is made for? As a creator, it hinders my performance to fucking come in contact with sponsors as they fucking put in their own words. And I don't care that that's not what you intended. That's what you achieved. You're not... Like, we missed the mark with the policy language and will rewrite the guidelines. As in, they're not planning to change it. So the whole... I can't believe it. I cannot believe this.
This created confusion and...
The whole reason... Like... Thanks for sharing your concerns on our language of the post not being very good. Let us make the post seem like it actually isn't as bad for you as it is. But the rules aren't going to change. Like, how does it matter what the intent is? If the result is me not being able to come in contact with sponsors, why do I care if you intended for that to happen? Like, actually, why? Why would I care? As a streamer, I'm not, but like, assuming I was. Why would I have a reason to give a shit about your intent? If you think that's all it takes for me to stay on your platform over going somewhere else, then that'll make no sense. That'll make no sense. You should, what is going on at Twitch HQ, man?
We apologize for that. We do not intend to limit streamers' ability to enter into...
Alright, I really want to hear Charlie roast the fuck out of this.
...to direct relationships with sponsors, and we understand that this is an important part of how
Wait, I'm gonna piss myself, BRB.
Streamers earn revenue. We wanted to clarify our existing ads policy that was intended to prohibit third-party and networks from selling burned-in video and display ads on Twitch, which is consistent with other services. We missed the mark with the policy language and will rewrite the guidelines to be clearer. Thank you for sharing your concerns, and we appreciate the feedback.
I'm not even gonna tell you why that's stupid again, because you just
We'll
heard me.
notify the community once we've updated the language. What a load of horseradish. This is some sour fucking
That is such a nice way to put it.
here. Basically,
Horseradish.
saying, we're sorry you misunderstood us. Yeah, we must use too many big words for your simpleton minds, and it led to too much confusion. So
Also, a great idea for you as a company to insult our intelligence. I'm sure that'll make everyone love you much more. Like, are they trying to make us hate them? I really don't understand. Like, how can you be this bad at PR? I just do not understand.
sorry for that. We'll
I would be better, and I'm not qualified. You know what I'm saying?
make sure to dumb it down into layman's terms going forward. Well, that's just not the case. It's not like you put out a broad statement.
And they made a super fucking basic. They made actual fucking diagrams for us to understand it. It is as simple as it can be. They said you cannot embed your own ads if they're big, and you know, a few more rules.
That had a lot of misinterpretation or misconstruing of the information. You laid out pictures. Like,
Yeah,
you literally
exactly.
made it as simple and specific as possible, down to exact percentages of how much it could take up on screen. 3%. That's not broad. Like, you specifically laid it all out with fucking pictures. Like, I don't know.
That what they did is not an apology. They added "I'm sorry" to make it look a little nicer. Like, I don't know, man. Like, I really don't understand what they're expecting here. Their PR guy has to be on some fucking acid or some shit. Like, you have to be tripping hard balls to think that that's a good idea to post. To make this policy in the first place, that's so many levels of stupid. I mean, Twitch has been fucking getting slowly killed by other platforms as is. Are they trying to just like go down? Like, I mean, if you're going down, you may as well go down with fire. You know what I'm saying? Like, get as much juice and cash out of the of every streamer that remains on your platform before shutting it down finally. Like, legitimately, this feels like Twitch is trying to end their platform, and they're trying to get as much money as possible before going out. And I bet the only reason that's happening is because Amazon is making them. Well, if my assumption is correct. I said I bet, but I don't actually bet. It's just a random guess I have that makes a level of sense to me.
Why they're trying to use that
God fucking it.
would have been honest. As opposed to going down this path where it's like, sorry, it was confusing and you guys didn't understand us. And then
Sorry,
the
you guys
ultimate
are so
cherry on top of the
stupid.
cake is they still, in their response, don't explain what they're doing.
Yeah.
They're still not explaining.
Well, because they already explained it concisely enough at the start. That's what you don't. That's what you missed. Because they already explained it concisely enough at the start, and that's the only cover up they could think of.
What the new policy is doing. They're just saying, okay, we'll rewrite it. Okay, but so what did we get wrong? What did we misunderstand then? The only thing they add even a little bit of clarity to is that
Is its purpose, its intent, which in the grand scheme of things doesn't mean anything. It might make you feel better about what's going on, but at the end of the day, it's the streamers' money that's gonna be losing. That is the streamers that are gonna be losing out on their money, and companies that are not Twitch. You know what I mean? Like,
they're supposed to target third-party ad
and they're hurting themselves. Fuck.
networks. Like, I suppose there's some companies that have programs that will pump branded content onto some streams, and it kind of competes with Twitch's own built-in display ads. It's something I've never heard of and had.
Exactly, man. That's literally what I said. If that was a real problem, someone would have talked about it. Nobody has mentioned. I've never heard that, even a mention of that.
Do some serious digging to find, because it's not exactly a prevalent issue on the platform from everything I'm reading, but there are a couple of companies that will pump their own ads onto streamers' streams, like burn in ads onto their streams. And when those pop up during a stream, that makes money for that third-party company, not Twitch.
I suppose that could be bad, but how did they not for a second stop and think that what they're doing is gonna also hurt the Twitch streamers? Now, here's my hope. I think there's actually one. I see a light at the end of the tunnel. Okay, here's my interpretation of how the best case scenario. Maybe what they're gonna do is only enforce their policy on those burn-in, like on the ones where the bot companies that just automatically burn in shit into some people's streams. You know, the very rare cases. maybe that policy they made will be enforced exclusively on channels that they deem fit, which wouldn't be out of line for Twitch, because as we know, they are very inconsistent with what they enforce and what's allowed or not, you know? They have a history of being inconsistent with their policy enforcement, so an extra rule that they only have to follow through with against the people they don't like, or against the people that lose them a lot of money, that sounds completely reasonable. Reasonable from the perspective of what might happen, not from a perspective of actually making that decision. Let me be clear on that.
And sometimes the streamer gets a kickback from that as well, but it's not like a true sponsorship partnership deal. It's like a ad network having their own, basically having their own display ads on Twitch without it being Twitch display ads, if that makes any sense. It's very niche. Like, if that truly was what they were trying to target, this is a very overblown response and exaggerated reaction to it. They went nuclear on it with this whole song and dance they've made out of it. It's very clear Twitch wants to facilitate.
There is a, like, minuscule chance. No, I'm not even going to call it a chance. There is a possibility that they are, in fact, trying to do what they're saying, and they will only follow through with the rules against the bad actors. But you have to be a really dog shit company to make a set of rules that you only enforce on people that are doing something you don't like. And to write rules in a way that affects everyone so broadly while targeting a very specific audience is just fucking stupid. That is actually just like zero thought given. Zero shits given.
Facilitate every sponsorship deal through their platform so they get a cut of it. They've announced like the ad incentive program, as well as they even have their own new branded content.
Yeah, everything points to the fact that they're just being greedy and not thinking about the consequences, or thinking about them and they don't care. That's also a possibility. Maybe they're not afraid of killing their platform so long as they juice all the money from it they can before it goes down.
Program.
As I mentioned before, if we're going down, may as well go down in flames. You know what I mean? I think
through them, and they get a portion of all of that. So they want to make sure that streamers are
that could be the
kind
case.
of coerced into using those programs, so that way Twitch can get more money out of them.
Yeah.
As opposed to having their own agents, their own managers, or their own connections to these brands to work directly with them, where Twitch doesn't see any money from those sponsorships. It's very clear why they want to do this. It's just a fucked up thing to do.
Absolutely.
And it ruins the whole platform by trying to implement this policy, because no one's going to stay there. There's competition. Twitch isn't the only platform for streaming.
Honestly, straight up, what they're doing might be a blessing in disguise, right? Oh no, Twitch is gonna die. But would you look at that? YouTube now suddenly popping off, and now that every single streamer moved over to YouTube and Kick, YouTube is like, oh, holy shit. I mean, nobody's gonna stick around on Kick, right? So this is our chance to make a huge new platform, or God forbid, everyone's gonna Facebook Live. I mean, that's a possibility, right? I legit think like there's a chance that, you know, if everyone leaves, if all the streamers get kicked out, someone's gonna pick them up. You know, they're just gonna sit outside. They're gonna go to another platform, and maybe that's for the best. Maybe the new platform they'll go to is not gonna be a stupid piece of shit like Twitch.
You can go elsewhere.
The impersonation of Twitch. I'm not calling any particular person a stupid piece of shit.
And many streamers will and are actively, even with a full walk back here, and they like completely just eat shit publicly and say like, look, we're not going down this path anymore. Everything's gonna stay the same. You can still do sponsorships, no problem. Even if they do that, the trust is gone. Most streamers,
what? Like, that would be so stupid. Like, guys, you know the fucking like anecdote they tell you when you're like a tiny little kid? It's like the fictional story where like a guy goes in the sea, pretends to drown, cries out for help, but he's actually chilling, and he does like 10 times in a row, and then eventually people stop trying to help him because they think he's like, oh, he's faking it. And then one time he's actually dying and crying out for help, but nobody comes. That fucking child story can straight up be applied to a multi-billion-dollar company. Isn't that fucking cool?
Are still going to look elsewhere because Twitch is
oh my god,
they've shown their whole ass here. Twitch is more than comfortable not only taking money away from streamers' sub revenue, but just taking money away from streamers in general across the board, even on things they have no part in, which is sponsorships. Like, if a creator gets their own sponsorship, they should have full reign, full rights to do whatever they want with it when streaming. Twitch shouldn't be getting a cut of sponsorship deals that you yourself are getting.
Absolutely.
Or your manager or team or whatever is getting. That is outrageous. That is such a fucking overreach, and it's disgusting. The greed has single-handedly destroyed Twitch. I don't know how it bounces back. Like, the reputation is beyond ruined. And like I mentioned,
maybe it doesn't. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe it straight up doesn't. Maybe they're not even trying.
On everything here takes place, I still see a ton of streamers streaming elsewhere. Maybe not full-time, but they'll dip their toes into plenty of other platforms just to try them out because it's not safe to commit fully to being on Twitch. There's no reason to be exclusive on Twitch anymore. That's just not something most people will want to do going forward, I bet. So yeah, I just want to talk about this a little bit. That's it. Yep.
That's fucked up. That's so fucked up. Yeah, I don't have much of an outro either. I mean, open the description, you'll see the video we just watched. Go give it a watch as well. Outside of that, I'm not gonna do outros because they don't really help. So, hey, click on the next video that shows up. One of these or whatever one's up next. You know, on the right. Okay, goodbye. See you in the next one. Hopefully, do the YouTube thing for me though. Yeah, do come on, come on. You want it. I know you are. Okay, bye.